He didn't cry, but you could see it in his eyes. Prince William stood still, cloaked in royal satin and centuries of expectation, as King Charles finally gave him what had been promised for years. The title was ancient. The moment was historic. But what no one expected was just how emotional it would be. Because this wasn't just about robes and rituals. This was the final proof that the monarchy had made its choice. And it wasn't Harry. On May 16th, during a rare royal service at Westminster Abbey, King Charles officially appointed Prince William as the Great Master of the Most Honorable Order of the Bath. It was a public, symbolic, and highly strategic move, and it sent a loud message across the royal family, the press, and the public. William is the future. The order may date back to 1725, but in 2024 it now represents something far more modern: trust, succession, and loyalty. And in this one moment, Charles made clear where his loyalty lies. William didn't just receive the title, he earned it. And in a family still shaking from scandal, betrayal, and royal walkouts, this was the calm after the storm. For those not familiar, the Order of the Bath is no ordinary decoration. It recognizes the most distinguished military and civil service, but historically it also ties directly to the Prince of Wales. When Charles became king, the Great Master title became vacant, left untouched, until now. And no, this wasn't just a quiet nod. This was a full ceremonial transfer of power, legacy, and royal inheritance. And it came right on the heels of Harry's latest bombshell BBC interview, where he reopened wounds, reignited division, and made it clear: reconciliation with his brother and father was far from near. So imagine the scene. Two men, father and son, entering Westminster Abbey from separate entrances, dressed in billowing robes. Centuries of symbolism stitched into every fold. But one is the king, the other, the rightful heir. Inside, the mood wasn't stiff. It was serious but personal. As Charles greeted William, there was a rare moment of warmth. A pat on the shoulder, a father's silent acknowledgement to the cameras, but for the legacy. This was more than formality. It was closure. They processed through the abbey together. Officers, knights, and dames surrounded them as the congregation watched from pews below, and thousands tuned in from around the world. And then, under the banners of living knights hanging above the chapel, William took his oath. He wasn't just becoming Great Master of the Order of the Bath. He was stepping into the weight of the crown. Let that sink in. At a time when the royal family is under intense pressure, health scares, fading approval ratings, and a younger generation questioning the monarchy's relevance, Charles and William are drawing their lines. One leads, one follows, and the other wasn't even invited. Yes, this all happened just weeks after Prince Harry once again aired his grievances, this time on prime time. His strained relationship with his brother, his claims about family distance, his own fight for security. But at Westminster, none of that mattered, because this wasn't about drama. This was about dynasty. The last time Charles attended this ceremony, he was still the Prince of Wales. That title now belongs to William. And with this new role, it's clear, so does the throne's future. But behind the scenes, this moment carried more emotion than most people realized. Palace insiders say William didn't want the spotlight. He didn't crave the attention. He simply showed up, as he always has, and that's what set him apart. While his brother records podcasts and pleads for protection, William quietly takes his oath. While Meghan dominates headlines and Catherine fights to recover in private, William holds the line. He's not the loudest royal, he's not the most glamorous, but he is the one who shows up, does the work, and keeps the monarchy moving forward. And it's that consistency, that unshakable presence that Charles is now rewarding. But don't be fooled. Behind the cameras, tensions remain. Insiders say Catherine has banned Meghan's name from being spoken in their home. It's too stressful, too toxic. A name that once symbolized change now represents chaos. And William? He's said to be deeply hurt, but he's done trying to fix what won't be healed. Instead, he's focused on the future, his children, his wife, his duty, and now, officially, his title. He is no longer just a future king in waiting. He is now the great master of one of Britain's oldest and most honorable orders, and he received it not with noise, but with nobility. Compare that to Harry's legal crusade to reinstate royal security. Compare it to Meghan's dwindling favorability in the UK. Compare it to the endless interviews, books, and allegations. Now ask yourself, who's really doing the work? Because what happened at Westminster wasn't just tradition, it was confirmation. Confirmation that the palace knows who they can rely on. Confirmation that William isn't just the heir, he's ready. And that readiness, it showed in every step of that ceremony, from the oath he took, to the way he looked at his father, to the weight of history settling on his shoulders, without shaking him. So what happens next? Charles may still be king, but William is now the one carrying the monarchy's future on his back. With Catherine by his side and the public behind him, he's proving that strength doesn't come from microphones or memoirs. It comes from action, from presence, from honor. And that's exactly what the world saw in Westminster Abbey. Not a show, not a spectacle, but a moment of real succession. And as banners waved above and echoes filled the sacred walls, one truth rang louder than ever. The crown is secure, the future is in place, and his name is William.